Welcome to the Borg Bunker. This is Hugh of Borg. This is Thursday. Just a, I don't know. This is me struggling with my own thoughts here today, and I apologize for my glasses. If they go dark, it's not because I'm trying to be mysterious or anything cool or anything like that. It's just because that's the way my glasses seem to do. Had a chat with my dad today, and we're talking about and looking at the American issues and what is happening in the Gulf and around the world, and the absolute insanity that we're all dealing with. I find myself of several minds. One, I absolutely believe, and Guard the Leaf has talked about this on his channel, which I will, yes, I will, link to you down below once this thing gets uploaded onto YouTube. Might be until tomorrow because I've got slow internet. But he made a very good point talking about the problems with the United States and their desire to get all information from even Canadians like you, like me, especially like me, because I'm very confident I'm on the radar, about how what we're thinking, what we're saying, what we're looking at on the internet. We are living in a post privacy timeline. We are living now, I would say, in a situation which George Orwell would look at in shock and horror and say that, oh my God, I didn't write that book as a manual on how to destroy a civilization. Okay, so where are we at right now? We're at the United States is, of course, still going crazy. They're still doing crazy things, and it's getting vastly worse. They now are starting to see, because they're being run by paranoid lunatics, that the entire world is out to get them. Not saying that there are not bad people in other places in the world. Russia, don't have a lot of time for them. China, well, at least they're staying powers, but they've got some issues too. Canada, my Canada, is still conducting genocide against First Nations peoples. My shirt. We all have baggage. We all have stuff to wear. I am at the point in my life, though, where I look around the world and I see what we've done, I see where we're going, and I see what we can possibly be. And I can only think to myself that we are now at an inflection point in our history as a species. Some people call it a bottleneck, where you have a situation where unless you make certain changes, you're going to die. Everybody. We're at that point. Our issues with the United States are wonderful, and wonderfully horrible, I should say. They're there. And these are geopolitical issues. These are tiffs amongst our neighbors. My concern is that because we're so concerned about these issues, we're not seeing the major threat that is coming at us, which is, of course, climate change, climate catastrophe. It's not coming. I probably should be more clear about that. It's already here. The super duper El Nino event that we're seeing, the AMOC current being suppressed, the fact that as a 55-year-old guy, I look around, and as I drive around, I realize that I am nowhere ever near seeing the same number of bugs on my windscreen in the summer that I did when I was 18 years old as a kid. We've got serious issues that are not going to go away. These distractions that we have amongst ourselves with things like geopolitical issues and nuclear weapons and the war in the Gulf and energy and stuff like that, I can only see these as being distractions from the major threat. However, these are distractions that we now have to deal with because we've got a big, huge issue on this planet. I will call that issue greed. Our entire civilization from the West, in Canada, we've got a lot of this too. It's more centered in the United States, perhaps, but it's been going on since the 1600s and the global expansion and this idea that we can, if we got more guns or more weapons, we can go overseas, or technology, we can go overseas and we can take out your country. And we can take over everything you have, and then we can use that to support ourselves. Those days are now completely gone. We only have this one small rock that we are all directly connected to. Of course, guys like Elon want to make sure that they think that they can get away with rocketing off to Mars and starting it over again on another planet. That's fucking insane. Be clear about that. These people are lunatics. I would question, if I were running a hardware store, whether I would ever hire somebody like Elon Musk as an employee, because I wouldn't trust him with a cash register more than anything else, not to mention their work ethic. We are living through grim times. How we get through this is going to be up to us. All I can see as a path forward, and this is Pollyannish as hell. All I see now, and I was exploring these thoughts with my dad, who's vastly more, perhaps dark than I am. But all I see is that the only way that we have forward as a species, if we are to survive, is by figuring a path to work together to solve the issues that we have with the United States and Israel right now, so that we can get on to the main business of dealing with the climate crisis. Right now, the clear and present danger on our planet that I see is the United States and Israel launching nukes and doing their silly things that are going to cause the end of humanity. I look at the United States and I look at Canada and I look at what the United States is doing in Canada, and yes, absolutely, the CPC, the United Conservative Party in Alberta, probably quite likely a lot of elements in the Ontario Conservative Party are funded and are being manipulated by the United States, by their CIA, because this is exactly how the United States rolls. Every time they try to invade or take over another country, this is how they do things. So we need to have a full audit of absolutely every member of parliament or provincial parliament or MLA in Canada in order to ensure that, we know where everybody's money is coming from. Always follow the money. It tells you who's on which side. Once that's done, though, we still have a lot of issues to deal with. And we have to get really serious about these if we are going to survive and have a future that we can deliver to our great-great-grandchildren. The older you get, and as you can tell by the salt, which is more than the pepper in my beard now, we're reaching an inflection point in our history where we have to actually start thinking seriously as a global species about how to handle this. I would like to see an internationally regulated and managed, and I'm not talking about Canada doing this because we've got a lot of baggage as well, but a process where we as a global community can manage and deal with the truth and reconciliation that is vital for Canada, the United States, the rest of the world, to deal with our shared issues of greed and self overall. If we can come up with a path forward where we put the needs of everybody, and maybe we say that the great-great-great-grandchildren are our bosses on this one. If we can do that, we might have a fighting chance of saving our species and preventing the planet from going through another massive environmental destruction. If we don't do that, we're either going to have a nuclear war and a variety of wars, and the United States will invade Canada because they absolutely want to do that. Won't let that happen. But that's nothing compared to the other chaos. We need to figure out how to build a better path forward to the future. Something that is different from our current economic systems. I have no idea how to do that. I mean, all I have, as I said to a couple of friends online today, all I have are questions about this. All I see, though, is that we are at an inflection point. This gives us the ability to make vast and fundamental changes, as all inflection points do. Spring breakup comes and things break off in various directions. It's up to us how we do that. I hope, because we've got such vast potential as a species to do vastly better than we're already doing. I think we can do that if we work together as a global community. If we get past our toddler-esque individual interscene rivalries and I get mine before you get yours, my nation before everybody other's nation, that ship sailed. We can't do that anymore. The world's too small. There are too many of us. We have to work together if we're going to build a future. Anyways, from the Borg bunker and Lake Katsuanuka. And by the way, the swan I was talking to the other day turned out to be a snow goose. I've never seen a snow goose around here before, so that's kind of cool. Anyways, from the Borg bunker, you have Borg out. Have yourselves a great day, and we'll talk to you on Friday.